Resident Evil is 30 years old now and still going very strong. Video game adaptations are a huge thing with Hollywood at the moment, and considering the box office success of horror films, it's pretty surprising that we haven't seen a successful Resident Evil film. The game set up all the groundwork for one, but instead we have just had a guy's excuse to parade his wife around, typical Netflix slop, and this thing that people seem to have forgotten about the minute it released. But it could be that that's all about to change. We're getting a Resident Evil movie from director Zach Cregger, who directed the Barbarian and Weapons, two recent horror films with great critical and audience reception. And a couple of days ago, the first trailer for the movie dropped. It definitely looks like a horror film, but what about a Resident Evil film? Seems like most concern, judging by comments and reception to the trailer, is that this does not feel Resident Evil, which is kind of a red flag. I mean, the guy says this story is happening the day of the outbreak in Raccoon City, and could be happening just across town from the RPD during the events of Resident Evil 2. But there's snow? If you were to show people this trailer without telling them the title, I don't think you would get a lot of people guessing that this was a Resident Evil film. Other than there being some zombies, the other monster designs don't look like the gross bioweapons that we've come to know and love from the Resident Evil series. But that's not my biggest concern with the movie. To me, my biggest concern is the director himself. People seem to have loved the Barbarian and Weapons, but not me. I thought Barbarian was fine, but was really disappointed by Weapons. Both are competently made movies with compelling visuals, good performances, good direction, but the stories just were not for me. They start out with captivating premises that seem to invite a lot of horror opportunities, but then Cregger seems to want to change the horror feel and go for a dark comedy at the climax of the movie, so much so that it just becomes silly. The Barbarian starts with an interesting idea of showing up to an Airbnb, and then some other guy is there that says he also is booked at the same time. Not having anywhere else to stay, do you trust him and stay there too? Interesting concept. But then nope, all that's thrown out the window when the deformed girl that was living in the basement and has target strength for some reason smashes that guy's head in, and it turns into just another monster flick. Weapons. All of the kids in a class except for one go missing when they mysteriously run away one night while T-posing. The parents start to point fingers at the teacher of the class, and it's interesting. Did she have something to do with it? Will the parents go too far and hurt her? What's going on? But it just turns out to be an old lady witch casting spells and using the kids for their life power or something. And both movies have glaring plot holes or things that just don't make sense. Maybe it's not a big deal to a lot of people, but they throw me out of the movie completely. For Barbarian, do you really think this lady is going to stay at an Airbnb in the middle of a homeless encampment while there's some man staying there too? And the worst for me is during the climax of the movie, they're on top of a tower, our main character falls off, and then somehow the monster is up there with her, has the time to see her fall, run over, jump off, catch up to her in the air, grab her, and position its own body to take the whole force of the impact to save the main character. It was just stupid. In Weapons, you're telling me that there is one kid left in the class and they don't have eyes on his house at all times? No one is concerned with the parents' weird behavior or his weird behavior, and it takes the alcoholic teacher to go figure it out? Also, when the teacher is there sleeping in the car in front of the witch's house, there's a scene that is supposed to be scary where one of the mind-controlled parents comes out with scissors and we think the teacher's gonna die, but instead the parent just cuts a piece of her hair so that the witch can later use the teacher's hair to send one of her other mind-controlled puppets to go kill the teacher. Why didn't the witch just have the mind-controlled parent kill the teacher then and there? You're telling me the witch has so much control over her subjects that she can have it walk to the teacher's car, open the door, get her hair quietly, but can't have it just stab the teacher's neck with those scissors? And how about when the parents figure out where all the missing kids ran to? The movie makes a point that they figure out that the kids all ran to the witch's house because each kid ran in a straight line out of their doors, and when the parents take a map and draw a straight line out of each of their doors, the lines intersect at the witch's house. But then the movie shows, in multiple scenes, in slow motion, the kids making turns when running to the house. It's stupid. Also, old grandmas are not scary. I don't care if they have their lipstick on wrong. So yeah, a little bit of a rant, but I really was unimpressed with Weapons. I guess I just had really high expectations. But anyways, back to the Resident Evil movie. That's not to say it all looked bad. It looks like a competently shot movie. I like the idea of zombies throwing themselves off a roof to get at you and then splatting down on the ground. If you listen to the director talk, it sounds like he's actually played the games. He discusses things like weapon progression in the games and how he has to put that in the movie. He talks about inventory and health management, and I'm interested to see how he's going to attempt to take the survival aspect of the games and translate that to the screen. We'll have to see, but if I have to call it now, I think it's going to be a well-received horror film that will start off as a slower horror film and then halfway through turn into more of a bloody, dark comedy with action set pieces at the end, and it will only be a Resident Evil film because it references the Raccoon City incident and has zombies. But hey, that'd be a pretty big step up from all the other Resident Evil movies we've had.